Recorded Books presents Darkfell by Amanda Wright. Narrated by Jonathan Todd Ross. Prologue. Titus, immortal master of the realm of Zakar, stood in the center of his courtyard. Gore pooled about his leather boots as his eyes probed the huddle of human slaves. A bone dagger twirled through his pale fingers. Nearly 300 years had passed since fresh human prey had graced his realm. Titus inhaled. Palpable and intoxicating, the odors of their terror rushed up his nostrils. "My lord!" A sharp voice cut through the panic-laden air. Titus's focus snapped to the source, as Slager, realm walker and commander of the Zakarian hordes, stalked into the courtyard and halted at the edge of the sweeping space. "Not now," Titus snarled, lethal impatience stabbing like a poison-tipped blade toward his commander. Despite once being human, little was left of that weakened race in Titus's steely-eyed realm walker. Slager's blood-soaked soul bore no resemblance to the ambitious young man Titus had coaxed away from the Creator's grasp long ago. It hadn't been hard. Elohim's gifts of peace and love were a weak substitute for Titus's promises of power. Indecision warred across Slager's face for a moment before he ignored Titus's command and started across the courtyard, his dark cloak stirring about his muscular frame. "My lord, I must speak to you." Titus's fingers tightened around the hilt of his blade. "What is it?" No pity dwelled in Slager's stony countenance as he strode by the men he'd captured and brought to Zakar. A weeping male, stripped naked to the waist, reached out to grasp Slager's pant leg. Titus's lips curved into a satisfied smile as Slager's boot came down on the man's fingers, and he ground his heel into the slave's flesh. Nearly as satisfying as the crunch of bone and tendon was the agonized cry that ripped from his throat. Bloodlust pulsed through Titus's veins as the slave, clutching his mangled hand, wailed. His voice dropped to a low purr. "Bring me that one." Slager grunted in annoyance but obeyed, stooping to grab the man by his black hair and drag him forward. He threw him down at Titus's feet. Titus seized the squalling male by the throat and lifted him to his knees. "I've missed this." Supplications spewed frantically from the human's mouth, and the aroma of fear intensified as urine splashed onto the cobblestones. Prayers, perhaps? Not those that held power in Zakar. "Shh," Titus crooned. His dagger gently kissed the side of the man's cheek, and a single droplet of crimson blood pooled on the edge of the blade. He caught Slager's eye. "Now you hear him." Titus sliced the tongue from the babbling mouth. The man fell to the ground, writhing, blood gushing from his soundless, gaping maw. "Now you don't." Titus sighed, the sound almost wistful. Magical. He dragged a finger through the blood on the blade and rubbed it thoughtfully between his thumb and index finger before reverently licking the stain. A rush of metallic flavor exploded across his tongue. Heady. "My lord!" Impatience edged Slager's voice as he glanced at the bleeding slave and then back at his master. "The king of Abadonia has agreed to an alliance with you in exchange for the kingdom of Lomer. He has pledged his entire—"
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.